But also, yeah, I did want to make this little disclaimer. Um, I wasn't actually like charged with anything. They were just pending charges. Um, Eventually, everything got dismissed. So yeah, I forgot to mention that in the story. So yeah. Do a story time, and this story time is gonna be about the first time and the only time, of course, I got arrested. So let's hop into the video. All right, so this story takes place back in my senior when I was in college, and basically I got into a fight, and that fight resulted in me getting arrested and going to county. So the overall backstory, it's like a long backstory that had nothing to really do with me, but with somebody that I'm cool with. And it kind of wouldn't make sense, and I had to tell this story a whole lot. And I was just like, bruh, because people like, so then where do you come in at? And this is where I come in at, basically. All right, so a homie of mine had got into an altercation with somebody, and then the girl that I fought, her friend, ended up trying to stop the situation. Then she ended up jumping in it and fighting my homie. So then, yeah. And then a whole lot of legal stuff happened with that situation with my homie that had nothing to do with me. But I caught the tail end, and then, you know, they had to deal with what they had to deal with, and then boom. All right. So that's the little quick backstory to that. So where I come in at is basically, it was maybe like I want to say 2 weeks after my homie had gotten to the altercation with the girl she was originally fighting, and the girl who I fought, her friend. So then, you know, me and my homie had the same class with the girl who jumped into the altercation that she had got in and stuff, and we had class with her friend too. So all right, so, you know, we go to class, and, you know, like I said, it's 2 weeks after my homie's altercation. So the girl and her friend are basically kind of like poking fun at her, basically talking about beating bees up all 2K18 and da 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 da, just being petty behind it. And a lot of like us, like, who know, like, my homie like that, like, she a real cool person. She don't really bother nobody. She stay out the way, as do I. So that's why we vibe very well. So it's like when they were basically trying to like provoke her and things, and legal reasons, she could not say nothing back for legal reasons. So, you know, some of the classmates were kind of like, nah, that's not cool, like da 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 da. Kind of, you know, some people were standing up for her and stuff, and basically I was like in the mix of it, but I wasn't being as loud or as vocal about it, because, you know, like I said, they were doing all that before class started, just saying a lot of petty remarks. And then when we got out of class, they kept going. And then the girl, this was before I fought the girl who I fought, like, she decided to come over, and she was saying a whole lot of stuff to people, like, who was on my homie's side, because again, we know her as a person, and she was a real cool person. And I was just telling everybody, I was just trying to be the peacemaker. I was like, no, I said, let it go. I said, don't even say nothing. I was just telling one classmate to just let it go, don't say nothing. I said, at the end of the day, people, you know, want to brag about jumping people. It's not cool. It was never cute. I said, let it go. I said, just let them go about their way, because ain't nobody got time for all that. We all about to graduate. We all about to move on outside of college. So come on, we ain't got time. We ain't catching cases behind nobody. So then, you know, we take the elevator, they take the stairs. So we get downstairs and everything to the second floor. You know, we all leaving and stuff. And then next thing you know, a whole commotion breaks out with the girl who she had got into it with, who jumped in the situation, and the girl's friend who was causing commotion. Like, everybody was like, just, it was a whole lot of stuff going on. And I'm just like, what in the world? Like, what y'all got going on over here? I'm like, no. So, me, I'm in the mix. One of her friends comes in my face talking about, you don't know what you talking about, this, that, and the third. And I just look at her and I'm like, please, like, girl, no. So I move around her. And then basically, my friend was out the mix. Because, again, nobody had time for none of that. So I'm moving through everybody arguing and all this other stuff and blase. But at the end of the day, I just wasn't a fan of everything that was going on in general. So then, next thing you know, the girl who jumped into my homie's original altercation, and it had nothing to do with her, she was like, basically, she said a comment that rubbed me the wrong way, and basically she was boasting about how, she beat her up and how this, that, and the third. And basically where I stepped in at is I basically just said, you can't really play the victim and brag about how you beat somebody up in the same breath. It don't work like that. And I just said, as a woman, that's not cute to say, and that's not something that you should be proud of. Like, you should not be proud to say that you dragged somebody else. That's not okay at the end of the day. And you ain't give her a chance to defend herself. And then she was coming at me saying, girl, I could beat you up, this, that, and the third. And I said, girl, please. And I basically told her I'm not going to feed into her little petty games and stuff like that. Because I said, I know how this is going to end. And I said, I'm not even on that type of time. I said, you can feel how you want to feel, but nah, I ain't even about to go down there with you. Girl, please. Because how my thing is, don't say you're going to beat me up, or you can, and you ain't bust a move. If you ain't bust a move, I'm not trying to hear what you're saying. And I kept it moving at the end of the day. Yeah, because again, like, ain't nobody worried about you at the end of the day. Then her friend comes out of nowhere. The girl, now this is where I come in, to fighting the girl. So the girl, her friend was all the way arguing with another classmate, all the way back there. Then she heard her friend say something about, fighting me and stuff. And I just walked off because I'm not on that type of time, like I said. Then her friend jumps in front of me when I'm about to walk out the door of the building that we had class in. And she said, you've been talking a whole lot of stuff. What's up? You trying to fight? And I looked at her and I said, girl, bye. I'm not trying to fight you. And I said that out my mouth, like, girl, bye. Like, what am I fighting you for? Then all of a sudden, it just happened how it happened. Like, she came at me, and that's just what it was. Like, she came at me and we got to fighting. And I actually do have a clip of us, bamming it out. But it was like, it's the second part, because when she came at me, I dropped my bag, and again, I was just two-piecing her and backing up. Somebody tried to break it up, but she started trying to swing on a person who was trying to hold her back. And then that's when they backed up, and then, that's what happened. And then next thing you know, a teacher came, and then, the teacher was asking what was going on. I basically told the teacher, like, she trying to fight me, this, that, and the third. And then the teacher, he knew her, so he was like, why are you trying to fight her? And then basically she said, because she keeps talking all that sugar, honey, iced tea. What that acronym stands for. The word it spells out. So then the girl came at me again, bum rushed through the teacher, and then a whole commotion broke out. Like, a whole commotion. And I can honestly say this, I don't really condone using violence as a way to handle things, because all it does is create a bigger mess. All I can say is, out that situation, she ain't do nothing to me. That's all I can say. Because again, I was not really trying to fight her. All I did was two-piece and step back. I did connect with her a few times. My hits did connect with her a few times, but that's all I'm gonna leave that at. I'm not really gonna go into too much depth, because again, I am gonna put the clip in for y'all to see. So yeah, but her face will be blocked out as the teacher's face too, because again, legally a girl ain't trying to get like sued by nobody. So right, so me being me, I did go to authorities to handle it the proper way, because all of that should have never transpired, because I was not trying to, take it to the physical route. So again, I did choose to take action and go to the authorities, only because, again, it was a whole lot of other stuff that was said that I won't mention for reasons, just a lot of various threats and stuff, and I was worried about not only my safety but other people's safety around me. And I was not, again, I went to the authorities to avoid catching a case, because I said the thoughts that I was thinking in my head were not good thoughts at that time, because I was running off of adrenaline, anger, a lot of things. So my state of mind was not good at that time, and I was like, no, go handle it the right way, because if you handle it how you want to handle it, you will be behind bars. And then, so I went and handled it that way, and I think it was a week later, I went to go check on the process and everything, told my side of the story, had my witnesses, everybody was there. I did own up to putting my hands on her, because again, it wasn't out of malicious intent that I did it. It was just to protect myself in the end. I went to go, like I said, check on it, and the police officer the campus police officer who was handling my case, or handling my complaint, went and talked to the teacher who stopped the altercation, and the teacher said something completely different than what me and my witnesses said. And then the investigator was like, okay, well, I told him that the professor was not there to see everything play out as it did. He only came at the tail end to stop it. And I said, he had to use excessive force on her, because again, she was the aggressor out the situation. And he was just like, and it's crazy, the investigator was like, I believe you, but the professor did say more things. He said, legally, I have to lock you up too. And I was like, for what? And he was just like, the professor said this, that, and the third. So at this point, I can't just, take legal action on her. I have to take legal action on you too. So the same day I went in, thank goodness I only had one class that day. Next thing you know, I'm being handled in the back of a police car, being ready to get detained and go to county. And the charges that I had were basically assault and battery in the 3rd degree. So that situation was just really I'm not even gonna hold y'all, I'm not even gonna cap to y'all or sugarcoat to y'all. I was scared. I made sure to call my mom first, and I called my brother. My mom was like, what's happening? Da, 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 da. I told my mom anyway what was going on, and that I was taking legal action. And she was like, so how do you end up getting arrested? And I just basically told her everything, and she was just like, that makes no sense. And basically my best friends were there, and they were like, no, why are you taking her? She ain't even do nothing, da 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 da. And then my homie who was there and stuff, she was like, no, that's not even what happened, this, that, and the third. So everybody's trying to vouch for me, but at the end of the day, I still had to go to county. Like I said, being in county, it was not a good experience. It was very scary, and sitting in that cell by myself, waiting to get picked up by my friends, it was not a good time. At the end of the day, it was not. That's why I really strongly do not condone people using violence as a way to handle things, because at the end of the day, I didn't even have the intention to fight on purpose. I was just defending someone else, and me defending someone else just happened to put me in a bad situation.